Hello there, you guys, and welcome back to this little practicing along with me video. Today we're talking about staccato, and this is a great technique for you to just add to your practice. It's a great thing to warm up with. You don't need your left hand at all. You can just focus on your bow technique. We're going to talk about the most basic kind of staccato, which we're going to just call simple staccato, something that you'd find in like Suzuki Book 1 or just when you're first starting out. It's very basic. It's simply just move and then stop. You can use your whole bow, you can use your half of the bow or any amount of bow, but just for today and for this week, let's think of a simple staccato stroke as move and then stop. Most important thing is to stop at the end, and that seems tricky sometimes. So we're gonna just check a couple things first, and that is actually where your instrument is sitting, because you know, with your staccato stroke, if your bow isn't going straight, if things just aren't really working, it's going to be much harder than it needs to be to do this very simple stroke. So if you take a look, my belly button is facing you, my arms are facing you. If you imagine there's no viola here, or violin, but viola in this case, you see how my arms are in front, so they're not over here like this. They're not over here, they're not over here, they're in the middle. So everything is kind of facing forward, and my scroll is there on the left in my field of vision, right? But it's not all the way over here. So just kind of check in and see where your instrument might be, and make sure that your shoulder rest, if you use one, and your chin rest actually help you to situate your instrument in the right way, because it might be comfortable you're set up over here, but actually you might want to think about having your instrument a little bit more this way. That way you're kind of more in a natural position of your body versus having to contort and hold over here for a long period of time, right? So let's go ahead and think about our bow hand, which is most importantly the thumb and the middle finger connection. And you're going to be thinking about thumb and middle finger like this. And you see how everything is curved, so not this, but this. And we're going to hold the bow here, and then the other fingers, they wrap around, the pinky stays on the tip here. And the more you get used to holding the bow, the easier this will become, but I know it's a little bit awkward to just hold it without the instrument. So because maybe we use the instrument to help us hold the bow. That's always nice, right? Use your instrument to help you hold the bow there. That way you don't have to hold the bow and move the bow. Just let the instrument hold the bow for you. Keep your thumb and middle finger curved, your other fingers curved. And let's make sure that your wrist is also curved, because we have a wrist so that it can kind of bend, right? So if you're doing this, imagine there's no instrument there. Imagine what that would look like, right? Just make sure that everything's just nice and curvy. And then you're gonna just move and stop. And it's harder to do this simple staccato with a large amount of bow. So maybe we start out with the smallest amount of bow. Keep your eyes on your string and make sure that your vibration is even for the down bow and the up bow. That way, you know, the down bow vibration might be wider than the up bow, but that just means that your sound is now not the same. So see if you can kind of equalize that. Watch your vibration and open your ears and listen to the sound. Right, so in this simple staccato stroke, you don't need to add any weight. You don't need to press the bow on the string. You just put the bow on the string, and then you open, and then you clip, and then you stop, basically. So when you stop, think about just stopping from the beginning of your arm. So don't get bogged down in what your hand is doing, because your hand is not really doing anything. It's just dropping the bow on the string, right? But your arm has to move and then stop. And if you listen to the end of the stroke, there's a ring at the end. Can you hear that? if I end with weight, then it doesn't really sound as nice. So you don't have to add any weight. You don't have to grab the string at all. You just move and stop. So when you practice your simple staccato this week, maybe just set a timer for 5 minutes, right? Just set your timer for 5 minutes, and you can start off on every string. Just stay on each string, figure out where a good contact point might be for each string, because it might be a little different for each string, right? So you could just hang out in a particular part of the bow as well. Start with a little bit of bow. And listen for the end of the stroke. Hear that ring at the end, and just kind of, you should not hear any extraneous noise. Just hear ba, 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 and keep your eyes on the string and also keep your ears open so you can hear the quality of the sound that you're making. So like I said, practice your simple staccato this week. Set your metronome, not your metronome, your timer for 5 minutes. Every day that you practice, warm up with your simple staccato stroke. And I will see you next time, where we will actually move on to, let's see what we'll do next. We might talk about firm staccato or flying staccato or martelé. I don't really know. If you have a request, let me know. But anyway, we will continue onwards with our bowing techniques for you every week, for you to add to your practice, and I will know if you have forgotten. So thank you for being here. Thank you guys. Take care. All of my links below if you're interested in Patreon or our website or any of the other things that are going on. Thank you for watching.